Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh, and with me this week I have Joe.
Hey, man.
And Claire is back.
I'm back.
Because Jimmy is once again off saving the whales.
Man, those whales.
He failed them the first time, and now he's going to try harder to save them.
He left, thought he did a good job, and was like, fuck, I missed some whales.
Forgot them whales.
Which is crazy. They're huge. How do you miss them?
I wonder if the government shutdown is affecting like whale patrols, and that's why he's helping out. I don't know.
Could be. Could be. Well, we just got done with our pizza order, so we're ready to go with this podcast. And more importantly, we have no idea what show we're watching. Joe?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to tell Claire what show we were doing, so I sent her a GIF related to the show.
Which I call a GIF.
Yeah,
whatever.
sure. I mean, we all like peanut butter too, Claire, but let's move on.
A GIF?
Is that like? But am I saying it wrong?
Well, not. I think the guy that invented them called it a GIF. Mm-hmm. But then everybody that could read things started calling it a GIF.
Okay.
And then he came out and said, like, no, it's called a GIF. But it's like, I think in this instance, the person that invented it could actually be wrong about how it's said.
Yeah, man.
Okay, from now on, I'm GIF only.
I feel like if you say GIF, it's like you're left-handed. Like, the minority of the world is left-handed, and I think the minority of the world says GIF. When
you're
talking
calling
about
out all those lefties. I
think it's pretty much factual that there's less left-handed people in the world than right-handed people.
Truth.
Yeah, so I don't know why I'm not calling them out. I'm just stating a fact.
Okay, you're making a good comparison.
I'm calling out GIF people. I'm not calling out left-handed people.
All right, so a GIF that was sent to me.
What was in it?
Yeah, can you describe it to me?
I thought you were like describing my response to something in a text, and a lady was drinking a very large glass of wine, saying, I forget now.
I don't think she was saying anything. Do you know who
there
it was?
There was like the quote on it. Wasn't it from Friends?
Yeah.
It was Courteney Cox.
Yeah, it's Courteney Cox drinking a large glass of wine.
Yes. So I feel like I know that she was on a show. I don't know what it's called. I feel like there was murder in it. And that's what I keep saying, and it's not helping me.
Yeah, pitch me this like Courteney Cox murder show. Like, is she a detective?
No, there's like something bad that happens, and it's like housewives, and they're in the suburbs, and somebody's murdered, or there's a lot of killing and scandalousness.
Okay. Well, the original titles for this show that they were pitching were either 40 and Single or the Courteney Cox Show. But they settled on Cougar Town.
Oh, yeah. That's why I didn't watch it.
Because they said the title is noisy and that people will be aware of the show.
I'll be honest. I've never seen it, but I was aware of it. So I guess...
Yeah, you knew that there was a show called Cougar Town.
I knew there was a show.
What channel was it on?
It
like
started on
cable.
3 seasons on ABC and then got bought by TBS and then another 3 seasons on TBS.
6 seasons of Cougar Town?
Yeah, Cougarton.
Cougar Town.
I kind of thought this was like a reality show for a while, but then it was like Courteney Cox
like
was
MILF
on it.
Island.
Yeah.
So it's going to be funny. It's going to be funny.
Yeah.
She's trying to have a comedy show.
Yeah. For a little bit of background, the creator is Bill Lawrence, the creator of Scrubs and Spin City. So
both good shows.
Yeah, it's kind of a descendant of.
Have you guys done either of those yet?
No, but I've seen most of Scrubs.
Yeah, I've seen most of Scrubs.
And Spin City was on in my youth every once in a while.
Oh,
that was the David Spade show, right? Or was that the other one?
That's
Just Shoot Me.
Just Shoot Me.
It's a Michael J. Fox.
Is that okay?
Spin City is Michael J. Fox as the mayor.
But Just Shoot Me was good too.
Spin City was still good. I just saw less Spin City than I saw Just Shoot Me, but I still remember it without malice.
Yeah, being a good fun comedy. So this should be a good fun comedy too with Courteney Cox.
When was it on?
Yeah, 2009.
See, this is what happens when you don't tell me what show first. I don't pull up a Wikipedia article.
Yeah, 2009. Fall 2009 is when it started. Wrapped up in spring of 2015.
Never thought I would Google Wikipedia Cougar Town.
Cougarton. Take off that safe search and look up Cougarton.
Oh man, I better not. Yeah, I'm not gonna search images.
It is interesting though that they were like they went for some like, or initially they were just like, how about 40 and Single? How about the Courteney Cox Show? They're just like, let's put Cougar in it.
Well, that was when Cougar was like the cool thing. Like it was post MILF, then it was Cougar.
Yeah.
And
we're just watching porn today, aren't we?
I don't know what kind of porn you're watching, but these were just like the slang terms that people used.
Yeah,
I don't know about porn.
It gives me kind of a vibe of, it's kind of like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which is up until this summer just like a show I heard about, and I was like, that sounds dumb. Not gonna watch that show.
On Wikipedia, it tells me what kind of camera setup this show has. Single camera.
Single cam.
Oh. I don't know. I just know that I didn't watch this show specifically because of the title.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people did too. I didn't. I had no interest in this.
I mean, I just had no interest in Courteney Cox in another TV show.
I became slightly interested when the character Abed from Community, like season 3 or 4, like Cougar Town was his favorite show. And that was like written into Community that like he was really into Cougar Town. And then Abed himself like showed up in the background of a Cougar Town episode.
This is all in Community?
Yeah, they did like a little bit of a crossover where like he won a prize to be like an extra on the set of Cougar Town, and then like that week in Cougar Town he was just like an extra like eating a sandwich.
Was that on the same network?
No.
Interesting.
Dan Harmon would have ate that up though. He'd love that.
So that's a funny little... This is bringing in a character from another show you've already done.
Yeah.
Well, we're probably not going to see that episode.
No, probably not. No.
But still, that counts. It's a tie over to another FNL episode.
I mean, okay. Let me pitch you the pilot episode of Cougar Town.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it going to be?
All right. So Courteney Cox, her name in this show is called Kathy.
Kathy Cougar, or just... Is she the cougar?
No, this has got to be like an Andy Griffith. It was like a Courtney with a different last name. It's got to be Courtney.
Well, Courtney Taylor then.
Courtney Taylor, of course.
Okay, yeah.
Because if it's Andy Griffith, then it's Courtney Taylor. So Courteney Cox is Courtney Taylor. She is a mother of 2, but she is divorced. But both of her kids, one is in high school and one has just gone to college. The one in high school is a girl. The one in college is a boy. And across the street moves in a hunky divorcee firefighter.
Okay.
She doesn't have kids.
Do you have to be a mom to be a cougar?
I think you just have to be a hot old lady.
Older ladies that date younger men.
Okay.
So you're dating the younger men.
Should we Urban Dictionary cougar?
But I do hear it's like when you hit like post 30s dating, that it's like harder to meet men that want to date you at that age. They want to date a younger girl. This is according to my mother.
A cougar.
Call out your mom like that.
She found a lot of gents.
A cougar.
Wow, what?
Holy, can I read what a cougar is, please? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with these.
Sorry, a screen is a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of. It's a Netflix ad. An older woman who frequents clubs in order to score with much younger men. The cougar can be anyone from an overly surgically altered wind tunnel victim.
What?
To an absolute sad and bloated old hornmeister to a real hottie or MILF. Cougars are gaining in popularity, particularly the true hotties, as young men find not only a sexual high, but many times a chick with her shit together. The sentence is, that cougar I met last night showed me shit I didn't know existed. I'm going back for more.
And that was written in 2007.
Yeah, that had to be.
That was posted by Cougar Geiger on February 18th, or Geiger probably. February 18th, 2005 is when this was written.
I was so close.
Yeah.
Way to go, Cougar Geiger.
4 years before the pilot of Cougar Town. Yeah.
You're a little cougar pioneer.
Cougar Geiger's a real pioneer.
I don't think that Courtney Taylor has any kids.
Yeah.
I think that it's going to be like a single lady and her friends, and like it's going to be all this dating drama, and there's going to be murder.
Oh, it's a murder.
Still bringing in there's murder.
It ends with a murder.
Blood and murder. For some reason I see blood, but it could just be wine. Could be wrong.
Blood and wine.
Do you know anything about the show,
No, I mean that it's a comedy and it's from the Scrubs people.
I'm telling you, man, there's going to be a firefighter in this episode. If anything I said was right, It's going to be the firefighter.
The hunky firefighter?
A young firefighter that Courteney Taylor, the cougar.
Is she like the mayor or something of Cougar Town, or like what? Like why is it Cougar Town?
God, I hope she doesn't live in Cougar Town. Well, it could be she could also live in a community full of older cougars. Yeah.
Well, if according to this definition we read, she should have her shit together, right? So what's her job?
Well, no, some of them have their shit together. It also just said it was essentially this is just an older woman that tries to prey on younger men.
Yeah, it seemed like
younger people.
Why do you gotta be preying on them?
Sometimes it's preying.
Okay, so I think that there's gonna be like a friend group, and there's got to be like the token friends, and I'm trying to picture the token friends now that
I bet their names are Joey, Ross, Rachel, Chandler.
I think there's gonna be more diversity than friends.
Princess Consuela, Banana Hammock.
Some of her friends are gonna be brown.
Yeah, there's brown people on Scrubs.
Okay, so there's gonna be brown people.
Oh God, you think Turk's gonna be in this show?
That'd be amazing. I think what's his name is on this show. Because what's his name? Dr. Cox's wife.
Oh yeah, I don't know what her name is.
Because like that's the creator's wife, so I bet she's in it.
I think she's also gonna have a gay best friend.
Okay.
And then a jealous female friend, who maybe is married with kids and wants to be a cougar.
That makes sense.
I know. I should write the show.
One day, I hope I'm going to be old enough to be a cougar.
Josh, keep dreaming.
Hey, I can do it.
You just want to be old enough to be a cougar?
Yeah.
So you're just saying, like, I hope to live till I'm 40?
One day, I'll be 40. If I'm lucky.
If this was named The Courteney Cox Show, I wouldn't have watched it.
Mm-hmm.
If this was named 40 and Single, I would have thought it was like that movie that came out. Was that Never Been Kissed?
40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yeah, I would have just related it to that in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Very different, I would assume.
Yeah. That's probably why they went with Cougarton.
Cougarton. Should we watch this pilot?
Can't wait. Let's watch it.
Let's do it. Let's see how saucy this fireman is. All right? We'll see you after the pilot of Cougarton. I'd make spaghetti. Spaghetti's delicious. And we're back from Cougarton's pilot, Cougarville. I think it was just called Pilot. Pretty sure it was just called Pilot. Actually, no, it's called Pilot because I have the write-up because Jimmy's not here, so someone's got to read, and Joe doesn't know how to.
Nope. Never learned.
Pilot. Jules is a woman in her 40s who is 5 months out of her marriage and is being pressured by her best friend into getting back out there, though she finds the dating scene to not be her style. But with a teenage son who would be happier if she was to hide out in the house, she tells him that she feels like she's allowed to have a life. Now in her 40s, she finds herself eager to live the dating scene that she missed. Lori is Jules' younger coworker who wants to show her how to go out and have fun. Lori is the lady from Freaks and Geeks.
Bessie Phillips.
Sure.
Busy Phillips? Something like that.
Maybe. Yeah, that's her name. I don't know how to say that name.
I think it's Busy.
I think it's Busy.
Okay. Ellie is Jules' sarcastic neighbor, married and content to her average but lovable husband, Andy. Ellie is Dr. Cox's wife from Scrubs.
Mm-hmm.
That's her.
But what's her name on Scrubs?
Mrs. Cox.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know.
There's also
Courteney Cox.
There's also Jules' family, her ex-husband Bobby and her son Travis, who will test her patience, and her new 40-something divorced neighbor Grayson, who doesn't believe that Jules can date again. That's what he believes? I don't feel like he didn't say
That's what he believes.
Well, I just feel like she would run over to the neighbor. He'd be like bringing like a young girl to like her cab or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he never was like, you can't date. You're a 40-year-old woman. She just kept running over to him being like, stop banging younger girls. And he's like, I'm not hurting you. Why are you yelling at me? What's happening?
Also, that dude did not look 40. Or he looks great for 40.
He's in a lot of stuff, but I don't know. It might just be like Hallmark movies.
Like knockoff Paul Rudd.
I mean, I've never seen... See, I don't think he looks like Paul Rudd. I just thought when he was acting, I was like, did you watch a lot of Paul Rudd movies and you want to be Paul Rudd?
You're just like, that's the thing. I'm going to be that guy.
And I was like, I wish you were just Paul Rudd.
I just wish the show didn't exist, and it's just
Whoa.
the pilot.
Oh, nope. All right. Let's visit Claire Corner and find out
Claire Corner.
Let's find out your true thoughts.
Oh, barf. I can't.
Too much cougar joke or what?
It was so. I mean, the whole entire thing was about how sex is everything and it runs your life. And she has a young son who, and no filter. That's the other thing is this Jules character has no filter. Mm-hmm. She seems very accomplished. She seems very affluent and very, competent in her job, at least according to what we're seeing.
She seems to be a realtor.
Yes.
That's her job.
Mm-hmm.
But all they did was discuss getting laid and sex and drinking and then embarrassing her son by being sexy. And I just felt like everything was the low blow. Everything was the cheap joke. And there wasn't any substance and a lot of characters and a lack of diversity that I was disappointed in. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I guess with the name Cougar Town, I should have known.
I mean, yeah, I think the title really fit this pilot.
So much.
It was the show that you expected Cougar Town to be.
It didn't disappoint in that aspect of it.
Yeah, if you're a big fan of watching embarrassing moments, then. But it wasn't even I lolled. It wasn't funny.
Mm-hmm. Joe lolled.
You did?
I mean, I lolled, but I think it was more of the polite lolling. I don't know.
You don't even like a sexy show.
I lull at things. I lull too much.
Joe doesn't like sex in his show, but they were joking about sex, but there wasn't sex scenes or anything. Really.
Yeah. There was a sex scene.
Sex is the plot of this show. So
yes.
If this was a spy show, but they were just banging, I'm just what the fuck's going on?
Joe hates James Bond.
Exactly.
I don't know. I was just disappointed. Her husband is so terrible and so dumb, embarrassingly dumb.
But he's in pretty good shape for 40-something too. Just saying.
Well, he was on it sounds like he was trying to be a golfer.
I don't know.
Because she said on tour.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what on tour meant?
I thought he was. I thought he was band stuff. I thought he was trying to be a.
Oh, maybe because he was drumming while he was mowing the lawn at the son's school because the son was so embarrassed about it.
The son was maybe the thing I liked most about the show.
I would agree.
For whatever reason, his dry humor really hit a spot with me.
He's in something else that I've seen, and he's pretty good in that too.
Does he play kind of the same kind of guy?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's got a character.
There's so much craziness going on. There's so much broad humor going on in this show, and then there's one kid who's just sarcastic, and I'm just that's pretty funny.
Well, and he was just set up for every joke was set up for him to be the dry humor of the moment. Mom, stop putting sexy pics on your realtor sign. It's embarrassing. I don't know. But he was witty, and I would say that would probably be the best part. But yeah, wow. That was a show.
A little show called Cougar Town. I just read a little tidbit about in season 2. Well, they do it in this first episode. They have the title screen where it shows a map of Florida, and then it says "Welcome to Cougar Town." And I read a thing about in season 2 they would do a thing where they would just make fun of the title. So it'd say "Welcome to parentheses the badly titled Cougar Town," or "Welcome to it's okay to watch a show called Cougar Town."
I was trying to think what's the name of the city they actually live in.
I don't even
because
know.
I thought they were making a joke of the high school mascot were the Cougars.
Yeah.
So then their thing was welcome to Cougar Town, and I was oh, that's that was the one clever thing in the show.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to figure out what city they actually lived in. Yeah. And then I never found that out.
Some Florida city, made up Florida city, I guess.
I mean, maybe this is just a terrible show because it's based in Florida, and Florida's a terrible place.
I hate that one state just gets all this flack for being terrible, but
it's not like it didn't earn it, Claire. When the people, when your state's known for eating someone's face, or Florida man killed his wife because she ate the last donut hole. When you read things like that in the newspaper, that's why Florida gets the flack. Hey, Florida listeners, rate this podcast 5 stars
and move north,
and then move north.
I don't know. What do you got in Joe corner? Because Claire corner is pretty.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I was pretty like uncomfortably laughing the whole time, and then it was over. Courteney Cox looks great.
Yeah, and then she's trying to act like she looks terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I got a little loose skin, and I was like, okay.
But look how hot I am while I flash a young boy on a bike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it started off with her like judging how like she's gone downhill in her body, and then 20 minutes later she's wearing a robe, and then a kid walks by like and she like flashes in her bra and panties, and I was like, you look amazing.
I wonder if one of the other reasons why I was completely turned off by this show was that they made it seem like high school boys are somehow look grown and attractive. And as someone who works with high schoolers, high school boys look like high school boys and they're children, and it's gross that she's trying to be like, oh, look at that sexy boy over there.
In all fairness, the boy that she pointed to,
own age.
he looked like he was like 25.
Her son?
No, not her son.
Oh,
the one random boy that she was like, she's like, look at that guy. And then the lady turned around, she's like, that's my son. And I was like, that looks like a 25. Like, he just got done with college and is like visiting.
That also like at like a high school football game, you gotta like, you gotta know your surroundings.
Yeah, you gotta watch what you say. Like, you don't go to like a middle school and be like, look at that guy. You know, you're like, whoa, why don't you just remember where you're at, you know?
But like all the realtors are going to the same club that looks like it's all women, and then like young men come in there to find the cougars, right?
I mean, if you were a young man and you were into older women and you found out that there was a bar where a bunch of older women went, and then a bunch of young men went to like meet up.
I remember
that might be the bar.
There was a bar in Milwaukee, Victor's, that was like designated as like the cougar bar. Never been. Never knew if it was actually true.
I thought we were gonna get a Joe story on that.
No, I don't know.
The night of the Cougar Joe.
Or do you need a cougette or like
a cougette?
What is the person that's not the cougar that's like hooking up with the cougar?
The cub.
The prey.
The cub.
We call it the prey because cougars are predatory animals.
Oh, I just thought of a story I can't talk about on this pod. Anyway.
You can switch names.
No, I really can't.
Oh.
It's too...
Wow.
They would know.
Too close to home.
But I just felt like they were trying to set up that this young guy that she met at the club, like the only thing we know about him is that he went to school in London. And then other than that, he didn't talk. But they're trying to make him seem really dumb but sexy hot, and then he comes over again at the end of the episode.
I didn't get them trying to make him be dumb.
Oh, I thought so. I got
Maybe
that
not dumb, but shallow.
Okay, shallow. Well, he just like, this is so cool, like very young, but he didn't seem young or naive at all, and the actor just didn't hit the mark for me.
I mean, he seemed younger than her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean, and who wouldn't have enjoyed some crackers and peanut butter?
If you were a young man, Claire, would you like to go bang Courteney Cox and then get fed a snack afterwards? I bet you would. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't want the peanut butter crackers.
Was that in the script? After Courteney Cox boned that young man, she like gave him some like peanut butter
crackers. Yeah.
And he was just like, "This is delightful."
and I bet it was.
Yeah.
And then her son walked in on her giving him a blowjob. So
I don't think she was quite within the act yet.
They were trying to make it seem
I mean,
like
she was trying to fellate, if you know what I mean.
I apologize to anyone listening now.
I'm excited to watch the last episode because I feel like it is only going to make you
It's got to
madder.
be way better, right?
No, it can't. No, there's no way.
My biggest...
It's got to be way better.
I will be the most angry if it's like a Ally McBeal ending where everybody's crying and sad and like, this is such a good time we've had and like, I'm moving on and I'm getting married. If there's a freaking wedding, I'm done. I'm adding that to my prediction. So I want to point.
Like maybe it's because I associate this with Community because of the like crossover bit in the middle, but I kind of feel like they had, or my impression, not even my impression, I'm just predicting that they kind of had the same trajectory as Community, where like Community started as one thing and then they just thought they were going to get canceled, so they're just like, fuck it, let's make whatever kind of TV show we wanted.
And that makes it a good TV show?
Yeah, and then they ended up like gaining a following. I bet that's what happened here with Cougar Town. They tried to do this Cougar thing for a season, and then they're just like, fuck it, let's just make like whatever show like we can do with Courteney Cox as the star.
What character in Community liked this show?
Abed.
Okay, Abed. What do you know about Abed?
He's got Asperger's.
Yeah. Okay. So he is watching a show and he has Asperger's and he doesn't understand sex or the world around him and he enjoys it. So maybe it's Community just doing a play on the fact that the show's terrible. I don't know.
Nah.
I'm just throwing it out there that I don't think that it's going to get crazy. I think that it's going to get dumb and I don't know.
Stay tuned.
I'm really getting angry.
Stay tuned, listeners, for Mad Claire Watch 2019.
I'm not that angry.
It's Claire's rant of the week.
I mean, Claire, I wasn't as mad or offended about this show as you, but I didn't think this was good.
It's definitely like
it's not good. It's not
I would
good.
watch this pilot and go, yeah, hard pass. This is definitely not the show that I want to watch.
If we weren't doing this podcast, I wouldn't watch the last episode in 5 minutes. You know?
I think for me, the fact is I got myself hyped about this episode.
Why?
Because I had heard about it over time, you know, different references to it on different shows or advertising. There's a lot of advertising for this. Like, I watch Grey's Anatomy. It's on ABC. There's a lot of heavy advertising.
You know, the goal of advertising is to try to get you to want to do the thing they're advertising, right?
Exactly. So, but while watching a lot of that, you get a little bit of hype for something, you know, or hopeful. And so, and then when it was surprised, you know, and put upon me today that this was going to be the episode we were watching, I got a little jazzed. I was like giving myself an opportunity like this show that I'd never given a chance to, and now I'm just mad.
You know what? I want redemption now. I want this show to pull it around.
Cheering for it to come
I'm
back.
cheering for this show.
Okay.
Because you know why? A good last show makes Claire happy, and I can't wait to see Redemption Corner.
I will be so happy if this is a good last episode.
Yeah, I mean we get it. It was very basic. It didn't like dive deep into much of anything. She's recently divorced. She wants to get back into it. Her son's embarrassed about it, and she's got like 2 girlfriends that are like, yeah, let's go do it, you know. And that's
one's the stay-at-home mom, and the other one's the
her young coworker,
who only wears 4.
I don't think her young coworker's really that much younger than her.
Yeah.
But let's do predictions. All right,
let's do them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do mine first because I feel like you're gonna steal mine. Number 1, I think Travis is not in the show anymore.
Is that the kid?
That's her kid.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
he's the best part.
Yeah, I think he's the best part. Therefore, I think he is in a better show.
That's devastating.
I think the lady who's married to Andy, Dr. Cox's wife, I think she is not married anymore.
Okay. She's the stay-at-home mom. That's the neighbor, right?
Yeah. I think they're divorced now.
She's divorced. Okay.
I think there will be a wedding in the last episode.
All right.
Because
it's a fucking finale of a TV show.
Finale of a TV show.
Weddings.
I think there's going to be a houseboat.
Okay. Does she sell the houseboat?
Is
she the realtor for the houseboat?
No, I don't want to get into it.
Okay. I don't want to get into it.
I don't want to get into it. And then finally, I'm going to go a 5th one because I think the bookmark is, I think there's kids stealing her signs again.
Okay.
So I think that's the bookmark. Maybe it's Robbie again.
Grown Robbie.
Like a just about to graduate high school Robbie.
You guys were so mad when he stole the signs because you're like, there's the internet. Why would you want to steal a sign with boobs on it?
I wasn't mad. I was like, they're full-size signs. Those are big.
I just didn't understand it.
Can't get boobs that big on a
Okay,
laptop.
I apologize.
Challenge.
Josh was upset.
I'll pull
Joe
up
was all about
boobs
it.
that big right now, Joe.
Oh, gross.
Okay, so I'll go. I've got that Jules is selling her own house.
Her own boathouse?
No, just her own house. It's just like it's like the final boss of the show.
Oh, yeah.
She's selling
Leaving
her own
place.
house. There's a Jennifer Aniston cameo. Help out her old friend.
Her friend, Machel.
Machel?
Yeah.
Like you couldn't come up with like
Nope.
Machel.
That's what I came up with. I panicked.
We'll edit it out.
No, we won't. You say that. I edit. I'm not going to do that.
Number 3, converse to yours. I have no wedding.
Ooh.
Because we've seen a lot of weddings recently. I think this one has no wedding.
This is such a wedding show.
Because again, I think the show's going to go bonkers and there's going to be like no romantic storylines and like it's going to be crazy. And number 4, Jules sings. Like, I don't know if it's a full-on musical number, but she's going to sing.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Just opens with that.
That will be a terrible finale. Okay, so the male neighbor, I don't know his name. Grayson.
Yep.
Something like that?
Yep, something like that.
So he's her now ex because they started dating.
Okay.
Oh, there's a date. There's a dating that happened.
They dated, but they're not dating now. But he's still pining after her.
Okay.
So he's still around, but he's like kind of trying to get creepy.
Question: is he a ghost and's been dead for 2 seasons?
No.
Okay.
We saw that 2 weeks ago, or whenever this is.
I think that's about right. I think it's about right.
The son lives at home with his girlfriend because I needed Travis to stay in the show. So I predicted that he would stay. So he lives at home with his girlfriend.
Like with his mom?
Yeah, with the mom. They're all like...
His mom's not his girlfriend. I think you're confusing.
Okay, so Lori and Jules win an award for being great realtors.
Okay.
They're winning prizes for their awesome work.
Realty of the Year award?
Something like that. There will be a blowjob.
All right.
Just gross.
How much of it do we see?
That's even more gross. Now, I don't know the first and last rules, but can I not have the same prediction?
No, you can totally.
Because I put down wedding because, of course. But I'm thinking about just changing that to murder because I'm hoping that there's some, like, at least some, scary times.
I could use some murder.
All right, so I'm gonna change my wedding to a murder, but I get a half point if a wedding happens.
So Josh has wedding.
Yeah.
I have no wedding. Claire has murder.
Yeah.
Murder.
Cool.
I mean,
and a
I hope,
blowjob.
in all fairness, yeah. Oh, I hope those don't happen at the same time.
Like right before
I can't
someone.
believe I'm saying this on audio tape.
Right before someone's like about to get married and they get killed.
Yeah, if they're walking down the aisle and someone's giving a blowjob in the back of the church and then someone runs in and kills the bride, we all get points.
I get 100 points.
Because the wedding got canceled, but the wedding did
wedding.
start. But there was someone's married while getting a blowy. All right. Should we try to get on this redemption train and see if Cougar Town can make Claire happy again?
I hope it will.
Make Cougar Town great again.
Make Cougar Town a show again. Worth watching. All right, well, guys, we're gonna go watch the finale of Cougarton, and we'll be back after the redemption arc. See you then. And we're done with the last episode of Cougarton.
Yeah.
Everyone happy with it? Everyone satisfied? Yeah, you're satisfied. I got a little write up. Not that it deserves
let's hear
it.
that first.
Well, number 1, this episode was called Mary Jane's Last Dance. I don't know why it was called that.
Yeah. Now that I think about it. No idea.
Based on what we watched, so we can talk about that in a second. But the write up is, with Jules' birthday coming up, Grayson tries to keep her from calling all the shots and ruining things like she usually does. Trying to get Jules the perfect gift, he coaxes some information out of her and uses it to create a ruse where Travis/Lori, Andy and Ellie, Tom and Mary, and even Chick come up with some reasons that they have to move away. In the process, everyone says very nice things to Jules about what she has meant to each of them. This turns out to be Grayson's gift for Jules to hear what others might have say at her funeral. Which is not the premise. Their premise was they were just leaving. So they were like, her son Travis was like, you're a good mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nicest thing you could ever
You're
said.
my best friend.
I love you.
Do you think that this was like set up on a previous episode? Like, hey guys, next episode we're gonna like really get one over on Jules.
No. No way.
Oh man.
No, I don't think so. Why was it called Mary Jane's Last Dance?
Well, they talked about the one guy had marijuana, the grandpa.
Yeah, it was a quick reference to that. I had seen a thing about how a lot of the shows or a lot of the episodes were Tom Petty references.
Oh.
Okay. Why?
And that's it. I don't know.
Okay.
He's from Florida or something.
Okay, sure, whatever.
And so, yeah, maybe they were just like, oh, Last Dance. That could be the final episode.
And her dad's going to say something about weed once.
Yeah.
Did
One
they
reference
even
to weed.
Did they even dance in this show?
No.
And
there isn't even anyone named Jane.
And there's no one named Jane, no one named Mary.
No.
This show is art. And
well, maybe
perfect.
there's like, if you were a viewer, there's some inside jokes, but overall, it was an Ally McBeal ending. Barf.
What does that mean? Because I feel like you said that while we were watching it, and then I said, at least there's no ghost boyfriend, and you said, well, there basically is.
Well, yeah, because the ex-husband was on an iPad.
Yeah, but she wasn't in love with him forever while he wasn't there. Like the scenario.
But they why is everybody leaving me?
They brought back an ex-boyfriend character, I guess. Because I guess we're assuming that he wasn't in the show.
Well, he's been around. He was in the first episode.
Yeah.
So I mean, he might have like went away after a couple seasons and then came back for the finale.
So exactly like Ally McBeal.
Yeah, but she wasn't. but that was maybe exactly like that. But she, assumingly, as far as I gathered it during Ally McBeal, is Ally McBeal is pining over this dead person the entire time, whereas Courteney Cox married another person and has moved on and just like as good friends with her ex-husband.
I think it also connected because they were doing that scene where they're all like standing in a line crying and hugging. Barf.
And saying goodbye.
Yeah. But let's touch on things. So she's married now to hot neighbor Grayson.
Quick note on Grayson is he is not trying to be Paul Rudd anymore.
Yeah, he
I don't see that anymore.
Got into his character, felt more comfortable, it looked like.
I guess.
Well, they gave him a little bit more dynamic. Like, he had more to talk about than just I'm having sex with young females.
Which you really seem mad about.
I don't want to be mad. I don't want to be angry. I just feel like this show wasted some time.
Hey,
of my life.
let people have sex with whoever they want to have sex with, as long as they're over the age. This is not a morality contest.
Okay, but what do you guys think about Travis, the son, dating Lori?
That's fucked up. And they're married. I feel like they're married. They have a kid.
I mean, is it fucked up because
it was his mom's friend growing up.
Right. So it's fucked up because
like
she dated her friend's son.
Yeah. That's weird. Can you think of any of your mom's friends who you might have want to get married to and have a kid with growing up, Joe?
Like in high school, if your mom had a friend. He's thinking.
Wait, what?
Is there someone that your mom's friends with that you're like, ooh, I want to marry them and have babies with them?
I really would have liked to get into that.
But I guess I was thinking of it as like not being weird from the kids' end, being weird from that girl's end.
It's weird from all ends.
I feel like it's really weird. I think it's weird from both ends.
Because she like watched him grow up. Yeah.
Yeah, and he watched his like basically she was like an aunt, like in a way, you know, like a lot of times like close friends of family are like aunt whatever aunt and uncle, like fake aunt and uncles. And he was like, you know what I want to do, poke my aunt.
Yeah.
And then there's now a new character that we kind of hadn't met, the creepy neighbor, this like the Wilson character.
Yeah, he's the Home Improvement Wilson character, except you can see his entire face.
He was yeah.
When he popped in, I lulled. But like when he became part of the show, I was like, "Oh, this is like a thing," because he was making jokes about like murdering them, and I was like, "It's kind of funny, like dark and funny." But then like when I figured out that he was actually a character, I was like, "Okay, wait, less funny."
If he was a character that potentially, and maybe he was in this episode more because it was the finale, you know, give him a little bit more time to talk or whatever. But if he was just in the show and every other episode or something, he like popped up through the window and he was like, I might murder you. Like, you know, like in a funny way.
Yeah.
Like I could see how I'd be like, oh, that's.
He had her robe. Like,
I mean, I think that's what I'm saying. I think that his like possible job was to be like another neighbor that's like kind of creepy, but he's not around very much and he's harmless, but he's creepy because he's like married and they know his wife too.
But it made it seem like all this show was, and in fact, at one point they even said, this is what we're going to do the rest of our lives, was to stand around and drink wine together.
which I noted alcoholism, because I have never seen bigger wine glasses and people just continue. And in both of the episodes, like Courteney Cox is drinking like half a wine bottle, like sized wine glasses.
Well, yeah. Did you see that she threw that one, like had a special name for her big one, and like threw
Is
it
called
on the
Chuck
ground?
or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. She had it brought over to her when she like had heard some bad news and she wanted to drop the wine glass.
Yeah, I mean, so a basic plot of that was they went out to like a bar or whatever, and they were like, we're gonna hang out, and then everyone's gonna like, and then the neighbor was gonna move, and she was freaking out. Number one, stupid. She was freaking out because her neighbor, who she can like look through her window into her neighbor's window, like her best friend, one who is Cox's wife and Scrubs. She was mad because they were gonna move 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
And that was like insane. Which, I mean, obviously if you live, your yards touch, it's gonna change stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But come on.
But also they were lying, right?
And
so why not
but they
just
were
make up a better lie?
Yeah, and they were lying to the extent where they even moved the furniture out.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Courteney Cox's character in this show definitely has like some Monica in her, where she's like, she takes control of this, like, you know, when she's just supposed to be somewhere. She like takes control of the whole situation and is like bossy and kind of thing.
Well, yeah, because they were even saying like, here are your notes that we want to talk to you about, but you can edit them first.
Yeah.
But so the whole plan though for this best birthday party ever was they're all gonna come and hang out. Then they were gonna go to a beach, and she was gonna get to give each of them advice on one of their life problems, and then they're gonna like read her a eulogy almost.
Yeah, they were all.
But then none of that happened.
Well, no, it showed like a clip of every one of them saying like one sentence that was like nice to them, and she was like, "This is the greatest thing in the world."
Worst birthday ever. First off, don't ever stress me that much out. Like, what? Who wants that?
Oh, that everyone's leaving?
Like, everybody psychs you out that like they're doing and they picked the things that they knew would be the hardest for her to deal with. Mean. It's terrible. It's not even, and like it didn't play funny. Like, I was trying to think this is funny, and I guess it ended up being a little bit interesting because, again, not like an Ally McBeal where they actually leave, right? At least it was like, oh, ha ha ha, like the show, it's ending, but really our friendship isn't ending. Like, at least they had that piece. I'm trying to give it points here.
I mean, it acted like a very typical kind of, it acted like a typical finale where people were going to move away, and then everything was going to change, you know, like they were going to, like Full House, say like, no, wait, Full House? Step by Step. They're going to buy a new house, you know, kind of thing. Or, you know, people were moving, or Frasier's moving to Chicago or San Francisco or whatever. But they did like those things, like that was all going to happen. And then the actual ending was literally nothing's going to change. But the whole
we're gonna
thing,
do this for the rest
it
of
was
our
like
lives.
the whole thing was, this is the finale. We're all moving on. And then it was whatever. In that aspect, I kind of like it. If I only think of like that premise, I don't like how they did it. I don't think this show was very funny.
Yeah.
I feel like they had like a lot of like fast talking and like some like everybody was trying to be like quippy and witty.
Yeah.
And
it
seemed to me it was like legitimately, like, maybe it's just because we've been talking about it, but from what I've seen of Community, I was like, wow, this is like what Community would have been like if like the writing wasn't good.
Yeah. I think of it as like, if this was in a foreign language, if this was all in Italian, and I was just watching this, I'd be like, this seems like this is funny. Like, they're talking fast and like their facial expressions. But yeah, when you like hear the actual dialogue, it's like not funny. Right.
It seems like this show would have been better, and I don't think I've ever said this about any show.
Yeah.
Ever.
I'm ready for
and
it.
I'm not saying that the show would be good, but I'm saying the show would be better if it had a laugh track. Because I think,
you know when to laugh.
Because I think this show actually needed to tell me when things were supposed to be funny. Because I don't know. It wasn't good. It just wasn't that good.
It was. I think what was hard about it was that it wasn't hitting for me as being funny, but it was so abrasive in like its jokes and like very crass, and that makes it hard to ignore, or it makes it hard to just shrug off as like, it didn't get me. Like it felt like it was like aggressively like bad.
But bringing it back to Community, it's like Community's jokes are pretty abrasive. It can be abrasive and crass at the same time, but there's like a fluidity or like a charm to it that works. And I can't like place. I'd have to like watch Community like right after this or something like that to kind of like go like, what is the magic that like a good show has, and then a show that's not good that seems similar to it. And this last episode made me think of it. The first episode didn't.
Yeah.
The first episode didn't make me think of Community, but this last episode did. And maybe that's where they like kind of went. But I'm just wondering where that like weird magic part is.
Well, and a lot of those actors are people that I've really enjoyed in other things, whether it's comedies or Dawson's Creek or other shows.
Dr. Kelso was in this too now. That was Courteney Cox's dad. It was Dr. Kelso from Scrubs. Whatever his real name is.
Maybe it's the writing. It just, yeah. So it had a lot of funny people that I wanted to be funny and I really wanted to like, but just couldn't connect.
In general, I don't usually think, I feel like a lot of times like someone goes sees a movie or something like that and they think like, oh, these people didn't do a very good job. And I would rarely think that an actor is the reason why a show isn't good or a movie isn't good, because an actor does what they're told most of the time. Yeah. And a good actor is told to act a certain way and they do it. And if it's not a good they just
but it's also a job of an actor to change. But you're right, they don't really have control over the script.
But it depends on what you do. Like a show like The Office was really, really good. I mean, it's pretty hard to find someone that doesn't really like The Office.
I've never really seen it or like it.
No, but the thing I've
never seen it or like it.
Well, I mean, I've seen episodes, didn't really like it.
But an example of like an actor being an actor in a way is, I heard in The Office that they wrote things like very like, you do a thing and then like Jim looks into the camera and then like you like walk 5 feet and you stop, and then this like everything was super planned out and it was very little like ad-lib. So it was like
Aaron Sorkin where you cannot ad-lib.
There wasn't very much ad-lib stuff, at least maybe right away. Maybe it changed, I don't know, but I heard that was like kind of a thing that they did on The Office. Like they would do the same thing a bunch of times because they're like, nope, you did this slightly different. But like that was because, and you know, I mean, it worked out because all the actors did a good job.
And the way that it is delivered, it made it look ad-libbed. A lot of the things.
Well, yeah, and I think maybe that's even why it worked out so well. It's because the way they
were able to play it so naturally that it felt like they were just saying what they were thinking.
But so what I'm saying is like that could have not worked out, and it could have been really shitty. But the actors just did what they were told because that's what they're supposed to do.
They were like trying to be so cheesy or something. I don't know what it was. It was, yeah.
It was a lot.
There was that magic missing.
But on a Community, they're talking about Abed was like sad that Cougar Town was getting canceled, but then Britta introduces him to the original that Cougar Town was based on, because it was based on a British show called Cougarton Abbey.
That can't be true.
That's not true, okay. But like, I wonder if Cougarton Abbey existed, just like the British version of Cougar Town, if we would have liked that more.
Have you guys even seen
Pumaville?
Downton Abbey?
It's called Pumaville.
You guys haven't even seen that show?
No.
Downton Abbey?
Yeah.
No.
That's great.
Yeah.
You should watch it.
I've seen Downtown though.
Cool.
I'm just trying to make a Cougar Town joke.
I didn't get it either, Claire.
I tried.
I didn't get it either.
I was waiting for something. That's about as funny as the show was.
Cougarton. It was great. I mean, I don't think we have to. I'm not gonna watch it.
No.
You kind of had me because after it was done, Josh is like, "Well, I might just like pick a middle episode and see." And then I'm like, "What?" And then he's like, "Kidding."
When it got over and we were done watching it, I was like, "Do you guys just want to like break the first and last rules and watch like one of the episodes in the middle?" I mean, I'm potentially mildly curious on. I want to like read it. I want to read like a 500-word article on like how the show started and ended, like the direction of the show.
Yeah.
But that's the most I want to do with the show anymore.
Yeah. From what I read, it seemed like it did get better in the middle. Mm-hmm. But I can't imagine this got that much better.
I mean, I would say that the last episode was better than the first episode.
I don't even know.
I didn't say by much. I just think it felt like they were trying to do something, and it felt like it had a direction, but it just felt like it missed its mark.
There was less of the kid in the finale.
He was too busy banging his mom's friend.
Yeah, I guess.
I also felt like he didn't like grow into his character that I wanted him to be.
Yeah.
And he was the same height. Like, that's got to be hard.
You know, he was playing a high school kid, but he was a full adult as an actor.
I wonder how old he was then.
It was probably like 25.
There's no way to tell. The internet doesn't exist.
Nope.
I don't know.
Jimmy's the only one with a data plan, so we have to rely on him.
And I have no Wi-Fi here, so there's no possible way. Let's get to predictions.
Yeah, let's just
get this. I'm going to do mine because I'm pretty sure I got a big old donut. Joe, did you leave your predictions in the other room?
I guess so. I think I know them.
You can go get them.
No.
All right. Number 1, Travis is not in the show.
Wrong.
Dr. Cox's wife is also not married. She is still married to Annie. So Ellie is still married to Andy. Is that guy's name? Wrong. Wedding? No wedding. No. Houseboat. There is one.
Nope. Was there? Oh,
no.
Okay.
That's what I wrote. My prediction written out is houseboat ... There is one.
Okay.
No, there was not. They didn't move. It was still in that dumb cul-de-sac. Mm-hmm. And then finally, a kid steals her signs. And that didn't happen either.
No.
They did have a new sign that was like a new sexy sign.
Yeah, and no little kids were stealing it. You know why? Because it was 2015, and they got
bigger monitors.
They're working with DSL now. Bigger monitors, 70-inch screens. So 0. I got 0 points. I got the same amount of points I'm going to give this show in quality.
Oh, wow. Here, I'll do mine because I have mine. Or do you want to go, Joe?
No, I want to go because I remember them now.
Okay, go.
And I'm going to forget. I had that Jules is selling her own house, which I was close. They're selling her now husband's house so that he can move in. Close, no cigar.
In a way, it is her house because when you're married,
she owns all the houses.
I guess we don't know whether or not they signed a prenup.
Sure. I don't know. I said that Jennifer Aniston would be a guest star, but no.
Machel did not come in.
I did see, though, that Lisa Kudrow was in, like, season 2 or something. I said that Jules sings, and I don't remember her singing anything.
No.
And then I had... Oh, no wedding, which is true.
Which is true. There was no wedding.
Point for no wedding.
1 point for Joe for no love being shared.
I have so my predictions. The first one I had was that the male neighbor Grayson is now her ex and is pining after her. They're full on married. I should have just gone with married. That was like the first one. Oh, sad. Son lives at home with his girlfriend. No.
They are going to buy the house next to them now.
Yeah,
all of my predictions are like close.
Yeah.
But not counting.
I feel like that's exactly what this show did, though. It was close, but it wasn't really good.
It felt like a good show.
All right. Lori and Jules win an award for being great realtors. No. There wasn't a blowjob, thank God. And murder. I kind of want to give myself a point.
I don't know if you deserve a full point for this.
What's your point from?
Yeah, okay, you need to describe this.
When she is trying to sell her husband's house, she then tells the people that there was a murder in the house, so they don't want to buy it.
Uh-huh.
Then the neighbor is talking about murdering them. Multiple murder.
Because they mentioned murder?
They're bringing up murder. They're talking about murder.
There wasn't actually a murder, though.
But
because he didn't murder them. And I think she made that up because she didn't like those people, right?
Joe, I don't know. I got the point.
I don't think so.
Look, I'm not on the show very often, and if I get close,
JK. I'll give you 0.66 points.
Oh my gosh.
At least you didn't say 6'9".
I'll give you point blowjob points. Which one do you want? Which one of those 3 do you want? 0.66, 0.69, or point blowjob?
I'll just take a 0.
All right, well, fair. I'll write that down. A little fun fact about how this show fared over the years.
Okay.
Its pilot episode had 11.28 million viewers.
Oh.
Wow.
And its finale had 1.24 million viewers.
Do you know how many people watched the second episode? I'm wondering if there's like a big drop off of like first to second.
9.25.
Oh. Oh.
It stayed in about the 6 to 7 million range for its entire second season. Went down to about 4 to 3 million in the third, 2 to 1 million in the fourth.
But then you're on cable.
Yeah, now you're on TBS.
Yep, now you switch. So
very funny.
1.5 million in the fifth, and then it dipped below 1 million a couple different times. Actually, about half of the episodes in the sixth season were below 1 million viewers.
How many shows do you watch on TBS on the road?
I don't watch any TV while it's on ever, Claire, because it's 2019 and you don't do that anymore, except for you.
They need a better way to do ratings. Like, not on the night of.
Oh, well, you think old man Nielsen doesn't know how to do it anymore?
Cool.
Well, probably not.
Hook it up to the cable box and we'll count you if you're watching. This is old man Nielsen collecting your ratings.
But then again, I just saw something that Nielsen was doing ratings for Netflix. So how are they doing Netflix ratings?
Netflix ratings are probably super duper easy, and I don't know why they have to do that. Netflix just needs a spreadsheet, and they have to click go, and it's like, oh, someone clicked on Bird Box 1. Someone clicked, you know?
Yeah, but it just was. I didn't know how that worked.
Oh, Sandra Bullock's pretty hot this month. I wonder why.
Speaking of ratings, I saw this on Wikipedia. It says in Australia, the audience dropped from 1.3 million to 1 million in 1 week. After the chief executive of the Australian channel showing it described it as a shit show that could get a large audience by promoting it. He's like, it's a shit show, but we could probably get people to watch it. And then like 300,000 people are just like, nah, never mind.
There is faith in humanity. People are like, fuck you, I'm not going to watch this show. All right, well, neither am I. I'm not going to watch this show either. But I did get... Well, you got a point. You're the only one that came along with a point.
Good
job,
point.
Joe.
No wedding.
No wedding. Way to go. I really...
Points for being negative. I should do some not gonna happen once. I feel like that's a little cheating.
I did that a couple weeks ago, and I got 0 points.
Really?
Yeah, I said no this, no this, no this, and it was like 0 points.
You did, I think that was for King of the Hill.
King of the Hill, yeah.
Oh, I listened to that.
Yeah, you exclusively negative on your predictions, and you got 0 points.
Yeah.
But that episode was really funny, so nice job, guys.
Thanks, Claire. Thanks
Points for all of us.
Points
for
for everybody.
Funny.
Hey guys, thank you for listening to this episode of First and Last. If you want to hit up suggestions for shows, because we do that now.
Yeah.
Because we got one time.
And they don't count if they come through me. You have to like officially submit
Yeah,
them.
you have to officially send us an email. Compliment us.
Yeah, Joe demands a compliment though. fndlpodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet at us at fndlpodcast.
Mm-hmm.
There's Facebook out there. We got a YouTube if you like to stare at a static image while you watch.
Can you just steal that like clip of that like raccoon doing homework and just play that while you're listening?
Are you talking
to the pod?
about like the lo-fi hip hop stuff?
Yeah.
I feel like we'd get in trouble.
Love that guy. He's working hard.
We could probably try to pay somebody $5 to like draw like a little. Hey, could you do like a 3-second loop?
Have you ever seen Josh's like YouTube pictures that he makes up, Joe?
Yeah.
They're hilarious.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Keep doing them, Josh.
Oh,
don't listen to him.
Oh, like the YouTube like thumbnail things for the videos?
Don't listen to Joe. He's so wrong.
I'm weirdly. I don't think it's. I think it's out by the time this comes out. I'm pretty sure, but I'm weirdly was pretty proud of the Andy Griffith Show thumbnail because it was all in black and white, like the Andy Griffith Show was.
Ooh.
Yeah. Even the First and Last logo.
Ooh.
Black and white. Everything's black and white.
Must have taken a long
It
time.
really didn't. but Don Knotts is hilarious in it. So.
What if someone like comments on the YouTube channel?
I'll see it.
Like, does that count as a thing?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just saying.
But then everyone will see it. So prepare to be judged.
The 3 people.
Guy or girl. All right, well, that's all we got, right? We're done.
Yeah.
We're done here.
If you have ever watched and like Cougar Town, please let us know.
Keep it to yourself.
Like, no, I want to. Maybe we missed something.
I mean, if there's
I'd love to hear from a Cougar Town apologist.
We'll
bring you on the podcast.
Yeah, if there's a lover of Cougar Town and you're like, no, you should watch season 3, episode 4, Save the Last Mary Jane,
part 1.
Part 1. If that's like a good episode, let us know. Maybe we'll get Jimmy to watch it.
That'd be great.
Yeah, he'll do it. So, we will. All right. Well, hey, we're gonna sign off and not do this episode anymore. So we'll see you next week for another First and Last. Until then, stay safe.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Yeah. It's a lot of chicken for one boy, okay?
It's probably enough chicken, but it is still a lot of chicken for a single boy.